So, hello everyone. It is me, Demetra K, and I am sitting here with Donovan, the recovering Democrat Saadiq, and it is the Demetra K show. And yes, we are live. Earlier, we were not because it was our podcast. And so we are live today. I'd like to say a big giant thank you and welcome to Donovan for sitting here once again on this Tuesday, as I know he is very busy. Also, like to say a big giant thank you, welcome, and hello to YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. You are the other side of the conversation. Not only are you viewers, but you are family, and sometimes we share the link. And did I already say the purpose of the Demetra K show is to promote Black love, knowledge, and understanding of all things that go on in the Black community to make us an even better people with the emphasis on even if I didn't, well, I said it right now. Other thing is, I don't know if we'll share the link, but for whatever reason that we do, if I've never seen you on here before and your profile looks like this, please show me this. And then if you want to go back to that, you can. If you're not comfortable, just know that before I bring you up to the big screen, I'm the only one that can see you. Not even Donovan can see you. I just need to verify that it is no shenanigans going on, because sometimes people like to act like clowns, and we like to clown around sometimes, but not to that degree. So also like to say, let's be respectful to each other on the panel and in the comment section, as I know sometimes things get heated or whatever the case is, but we got to remember, let's try to be kind and cordial to us, because the point is we want to learn something from each other and not make this a waste of time for anybody. So today, I always forget to put myself, you know what, maybe I'll do my show like this from now on. I like that. That way I don't even have to comb my hair. I ain't got to put no shirt on. None of that.
We ain't got to see your eye movement and rolling when, we're making good points.
Y'all don't have to see when I'm flipping you off or nothing, or I'm like, shut the fuck up, or nothing like that. You know what? I might do that one day, Anyway, so today we are going to be talking about Steve. I wanted to really just zhuzh up the title, but I was like, I'm going to be nice. We're going to talk about Steve Harvey says it's foolish to ask Kamala what they're going to do for Black people. And I'm going to show y'all a video compilation that I put together. Yes, little old me put this together. It's not very long, but let's see. And I'll get into more of that in just a second. Who is on here today? A different view. How you doing? You said you ready? All right now. Kels, how you doing? Warren, thank you for the rose. I love and appreciate you for that. Let's see here. No reparations, no vote. What up with you? 70 DRC, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. I got a shirt on today. Sooty Man, how you doing? Says, I'm not surprised by Steve Harvey's answer. Boulay look out for their own interest, not as a collective. I think we could have just started and ended with that. Doe, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. Judge, what's going on with you? And Adrian, I hope you're doing well. Steven, how are you? Marcella, how you doing? We missed you. I think, were you here the last time? I don't think you were. Anyway, so I was almost finished with your last broadcast, but I had to come over here for the live. Oh, wow. I'm going to have to start trying to put it up a little bit earlier. But the problem is me and Donovan get to bumping our gums, and we're like, you know what? Ain't we supposed to be recording a video? Yeah, so I'm gonna try to be a little bit more timely with that. AJ, how you doing? Alaikum salam to you as well. Says first time here. All right, well, you're gonna have a great time. Rock Regular, how are you? Hope you're doing well. And Valerie, we love you too. And Brother Don, how are you doing? All right. Judge says, well, if I'm a guest, say something crazy, I'ma just what? You drinking over there? Samuel C, how you doing? Okay, Donovan, what up with you?
Well, welcome back, you guys. This is the live edition of our podcast. So this is the live podcast, you would say, our video cast. We already did our regular podcast earlier this morning. I hope you guys check it out. Go to the Demetra K page and you guys can check it out. Do us a favor. At the bottom, you'll see a scrolling banner. It says Venmo, PayPal, Cash App, coins, PayPal, credit cards. We take it all, whatever the deal is. But that's the way, if you guys want to donate, you guys can donate to the content creator to keep them motivated and keep these great videos and discussions going on. Also, I got to remind you guys, do not forget to download, if you're so interested, Demetra K, Brother Phil Scott, on the African Diaspora News Channel app. You can download it at Google Play, Apple Store. That way you guys can see directly great videos that goes on and what's going on in the African diaspora as well. And last but not least, don't forget the African Diaspora News Channel folks will be going to Ethiopia. So if you're interested and want some information about that, it seems to me they go to Africa sometime at least once a year. And I think it's a great idea that, here we are, Black people, and we keep talking about Blackness and Africa and all this other great stuff, the motherland. There's no doubt we are descendants of Africans, some of us, and we never step foot in the motherland, but we go to Germany, we go to Paris, we go to Italy, we go down to the Caribbean, we do all that great stuff. So I just think like the Muslims, Black people should make a Hajj to the motherland, and it will change your life. Demetria did it, went down to South Africa, and she saw people that were very similar in size and shape to her. And it'll open your eyes. It's just a different dynamic. So download the African Diaspora News Channel app. Like, share, subscribe on YouTube as well. You could do it that way, and you'll see great videos direct to you, straight from Demetria K, Brother Phil Scott, and all of the contributing producers there at the African Diaspora News Channel. I'm going to say network because, different people are subscribing and putting out great videos. So, Demetria, let's get into it. Let's see this discussion. And I want to say this before we get into it. Steve Harvey, who is this man? He is a man that had the perfect flat top thing, even the system, whatever you call it, even though he was balding back then. And wasn't this the same Steve Harvey that said, give Donald Trump a chance? Nobody gives him any props to when he had the insight. And I'm not a Steve Harvey fan, but this is the same Steve Harvey that met with Donald Trump when he was elected president. He hadn't been president yet, but he had just been elected. He went to the tower and met him and came out and said, hey, we should give him a chance. So I'm going to say this because I never publicly acknowledged this. Not saying he was right, but he was on to something in regards to giving Donald Trump a chance. So we got to say, he had a little insight on a lot of us when Donald Trump was elected. So let's get into it.
All right. So over this weekend, I guess it was. And hello to everybody that's on here. Brother Reggie, Darshan, Perry, how are you? Okay, so over the weekend, Steve Harvey hosted 100 Black Men of America conference. I think it's the 38th conference. Now, some of y'all probably wonder who is 100 Black Men and what the organization is about. My grandfather was a part of that for the Florida chapter. So probably earlier on when they, first started. But basically, they say their mission is the mission of the 100 Black Men of America, Inc. is to improve the quality of life within our communities and enhance educational and economic opportunities for all African Americans. The vision is the 100 seeks to serve as a beacon of leadership by utilizing our diverse talents to create environments where our children are motivated to achieve and to empower our people to become self-sufficient shareholders in the economic and social fabrics of the community we serve. I should also say that my brother and a friend of mine, Terrell, they tried to join that chapter in Los Angeles, and they had a hard time. It sounds like maybe they're more on the Democratic side of things. My brother and Terrell are not. Okay, so they didn't get in nevertheless. But anyway, as Steve Harvey was hosting and he was interviewing the Vice President Kamala Harris, she was there to speak to them. So it wasn't just men, but it was a whole host of people that showed up to this conference. They talked for about 35 minutes. So he asked us to me, and I'm going to show y'all something. So just bear with me here. So some of the things, that she discussed that the hotel that they were in was actually one of the hotels that Martin Luther King gave one of his last speeches in regards to, I think it was economic justice is what she said. So she just thought how prophetic that was. She also talked about entrepreneurship in the Black community and what the Biden-Harris administration is doing. She talked about when she was a senator, she gave about, I think it said $12 billion to Black businesses. Let's see here. She said a whole bunch of stuff. I was taking notes as I was doing stuff. She says that Black people don't often take advantage of federal contracts that are available to them. So she also says spread the word about that. She says that they're also giving money to community banks, I guess, in the Black community to help Black people get loans and things like that. And she also talked about, giving small business loans to Black people. Okay, so this is the part that really just had me like, this man is a whole clown. When I say a clown, I mean this man is a clown. Y'all ready for this? Now, this is the compilation that I put together. Here we go. All right, who else came on here before I get started? Brother Easy, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. Did I say hello to Valerie? Arniva, Steven, how you doing? Tell your wife we said hello. Babe Rax and our Polo Styles. Okay, here we go.
You know, look, I've been reading this paper because I got to stay to the, I got a headache trying to stay on course, so just let me go off this paper for a minute. Before y'all start calling my radio show and DMing me, talking about why you ain't asked no hard-hitting questions, that ain't what this is. I'm throwing a lob. This is an alley-oop for a dunk, because this administration needs to get the word out of what they're actually doing and what they're actually accomplishing, so we can stop all this foolishness about what you're doing for black people. Can't nobody come out with no agenda and call it this for black people and expect to get in the White House. You got to play the game different. Y'all know what this is. So now this next question is another lob for her to dunk. Because they done done a lot, man. But we see, I'm on this radio show and I'm hearing all these people talking about, I'm not voting if they're not doing nothing for us. Listen to me. If you do not vote, the analytics will show. They know how many women vote, they know the age you are when you vote. If we don't vote, how we gonna ask for something next time? If you ain't got no voting power, you talking about reparations. Ain't nobody finna give you no reparations and you don't vote. Well, you think they finna give us some money? No, how, man? I hope they do. They owe us. I'll go down there. I'm sorry. I know I ain't coming back next year.
Everybody knows Steve Harvey. Everyone having fun? You having fun? Sure. Steve just came up to say hello. Steve? Mr. Trump, can I ask you, sir, how...
These aren't leaders. These are puppets and clowns that have been set up over the white community and over the black community by the white community, and have been made celebrities and usually say exactly what they know that the white man wants to hear.
All right, so let's remove that. Now, of course, y'all heard Steve the Clown Harvey out there. There's so many things I want to say, but I'm not, because I don't want to get in trouble here. But Steve Harvey is a comedian, so they say, right? And he's just really a clown. You know, he basically said, I know y'all probably think I'm giving her softball questions, and he admitted that he is. He says, I'm going to lob her a question so she can slam dunk it. Basically saying, you know, they've done this, that, and the other, and y'all know what it is. Y'all calling a radio station and stuff, talking about that they being Biden and Harris hasn't done anything for black people, and they not just finna come out with no black agenda and do anything just for who that sound like. They're not gonna do something for black people now. It sound like Kamala, right? So he was like, basically, knock it off. It's foolishness. He says they ain't finna give you y'all no money. They might, and if they do, I want to use another word, but I'm not going to do that. So, of course, yes, I strung there, put there when he was coming out of, I guess, Trump Towers after Trump won the election 2016. Steve Harvey was there with him, looking kind of nervous because as Steve Harvey said, well, he was supposed to just go out there by himself, and I guess Trump joined him. So, but he did say, you know, I just went in there to see what he's talking about, you know, need to give him a chance. So, but within this whole little thing that when he was interviewing Kamala, he basically was making jokes about Trump, or, you know, he's, you know, a president with felonies shouldn't be able to run for president and all this other stuff, right? But again, y'all saw him there shaking hands and all kind of stuff. Of course, I like to put that of Malcolm X because he warned us about these so-called celebrities and these so-called black leaders. That they are basically doing the bidding of white supremacy, the white man, as you see. That was Trump. Steve with one white man, Trump, and then now he with another white man, Biden, telling y'all, as Malcolm X said, oh, he's all right. He's all right. You got to go and vote, and, you know, you got to keep Trump out the White House and all this other stuff. And, you know, Kamala was sitting up there looking just nervous after he was making those jokes, talking about y'all ain't getting reparations and all that other stuff. But all those things that she said, you know, these loans, and are they forgiving all these student loans and these small business loans, and they're going to cut down on discrimination in regards to appraisals for houses, because, you know, they be messing with us. She didn't say nothing about no hate crime bills. She didn't say nothing about no reparations. They talked about all this infrastructure stuff, right? And she talked about how felons, and I don't know, why would she be at a black man's conference or whatever, talking about, you know, criminals, convicts, they can vote and not vote, but they can get small business loans now. They're not going to be excluded from that process. And I'm like, she showed up and just blew a bunch of smoke. She showed up at every black convention or college, whatever it is, it said the same thing. But yet there's Steve Harvey sitting up there speaking for the rest of Black America and telling us that we are foolish for expecting them to do something specifically for us when we have watched them do things specifically for the Asians. Biden was doing something with the anniversary of DACA today. DACA with immigrants, they're over here and they get to utilize all these programs that was under the Obama administration where, Biden was the vice president. We watched him give copious amount of billions to other countries in regards to wars and just a whole bunch of stuff, doing specifically for everybody else. And never mind this immigration problem we got over here. They're doing, because that's not the policies of the Republicans, that's the policies of the Democrats. They opened up those borders when Trump had them closed, but yet there's billions of dollars going toward helping the migrants specifically, whether the migrants come from Mexico, Venezuela, Africa, wherever they come from, they're getting something specifically for them. But there that man, I swear I want to use another word, but I'm not. There that man is telling you as Black Americans, you're foolish for asking the people that we as Black Americans put in the office. They can't get in the office without us, but he's telling us that we're foolish to expect something back from them when we have helped them give everybody else something. And Steve Harvey needs to, he needs to be quiet. He does not speak for us. And I saw Roland Martin. He was there too, talking about all this other stuff. They all need to be quiet. They need to be shunned. Because Roland and Steve, they gonna be all right because they're getting their butter biscuits, but they got the nerve to try to speak for the rest of us. They should be shunned.
You guys are hot in the comments. I'm gonna keep my comments brief so you guys can be heard. Because like I said, you guys are hot in those comments. Please slow down your typing so Dimitri can catch up a little bit. But I got a question for you guys out there. And like I said, you just saw it for yourself. Trump wins. Steve Harvey was there. Now he's hanging out with the Democrats. What's going on here? This is what you're seeing. This is what you're seeing. Whoever's side wins. Didn't Don King say that about boxing? He walks in with the champion, and no matter who wins, he walks out with the champion. It's the same type of thing. Now, you have alleged that Kamala says that $12 billion has been given for whatever programs or whatever. Where is this $12 billion? How do you account for it?
Small business, small businesses, Black small businesses, entrepreneurs has been allocated.
Right.
But the senator though?
Right. But okay, you senator, you advocate for it. You ain't like you could write it out there. But the point is, $12 billion in the Black community, supposedly specifically for Black people. Where are the Black businesses in the Black community? Where is this money? I want you guys to think about this. She's telling you $12 billion has been given in the Black community, and yet more mom and pop stores have been closed down than any other business in the United States, specifically Black mom and pop stores. So where is this $12 billion that she's talking about? I think she's getting confused with the illegal migrants that get all the money when they come over and break our laws. She's talking about federal contracts. We need to get involved in federal contracts. If you guys know the history of federal contracts in the United States, even in city contracts, in your local city contracts, those bidding things are rigged. They want a Black person to participate so it justifies the bidding of the system. Then they're going to deny you anyway. Oh, well, you weren't good enough. You weren't this. They just signed this big infrastructure bill, the Biden bill, to rebuild the infrastructure, right? Who got most of that money? It wasn't Black people. And I'm very sure, Dimitri, if you remember back in 1990, when the freeways collapsed, one of the biggest problems was they were bringing outside construction firms to rebuild the freeways here in Los Angeles. You had minority construction businesses, Black, that bidded lower than even some of the other construction bidders, and the other construction bidders were selected. And what was the reason they were selected? Because they had experience in building, and they were kind of alleging that these people knew a little bit more about how to do it, and they weren't as poor of a construction company. And that's how they would do it. And people were coming down here from Seattle, from Ohio, to build California infrastructure. Business loans. she keeps talking about, Democrats keep talking about the business loans and all this other stuff. For almost doggone near 20 plus years, Maxine Waters has been the chairwoman of the business committee. Or the banking committee, not the business committee, the banking committee. She had the power to help Black people get better loans and things of that nature. Over 20 years of that. Right now, she's in control of the banking committee. So what's holding them up from freeing up loans and stuff like that? But do you see how they throw these things out, hoping that we don't know what the hell's going on or how it's going on? And then in regards to Steve Harvey, we Black out here. We Black out here. You can't do what the white man do. Remember what he told Monique? You can't be demanding nothing. You're going to get blackballed. We Black out here. We can't do that. That's exactly what he sounds like right now. It's so incredible. He uses the same terminology. But guess what? Black people have been voting almost on a 90% clip for the Democratic Party for almost 80 years, since FDR. And we haven't gotten nothing. So what the hell is he talking about in regards to, if we don't vote, we don't get nothing? We've been voting and ain't been getting nothing. Let me hear what you guys got to say.
Yes, indeed. And I watched it not expecting, well, we know Steve Harvey, but when he said that, I'm like, man, you don't care. And he talked about how he cares for Black people, this, that, and the other. Is like, well, which Black people do you care for? Because you sitting up there admonishing Black people for asking for something specifically. It's like, who died and told you get to do that to Black people? You don't speak for us. There's some Black people who might let you speak for them, but you don't speak for us. Who told you that you do? Tell the truth to shame the devil. How you doing? It says he needs to focus on that 304. Ooh, now see, y'all acting bad. Y'all acting bad. All right, so let me skip down a little bit. Proper perspective. How you doing? It says it's foolish to ask Kamala what they're going to do for us. Then it's foolish for Kamala to ask for our votes. Hello? Why is she special? She ain't special, more special than us, Let's see. Beats by Dizzy. How you doing? It says war, never fight for a country that never fought for you. Yes, indeed. Let's see. Samaj, how you doing? It says Steve Bully Harvey, Bernie Mac warned people about him. Yep, and we saw Cat ripping a whole new one not too long ago. Soul Dealer, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. Bernard, what's going on with you? Says Steve is independent. Is he really? Then what is he doing? Okay. I mean, he might be. I don't know. Black America, how you doing? Says Sean, for what? Everybody Black is not pro-Black. We know. His ghetto point of view, how you doing? Says Steve Harvey is an opportunist looking for an opportunity. What's the problem with that? We don't actually want the community to be better, so why not let him get his butter biscuits? Well, I don't have a problem with him getting his butter biscuits, but what I do have a problem with is him trying to tell us not to get ours. That's the problem. He's trying to tell us not to get our butter biscuits. So that's the problem. We the people, how you doing? It says Malcolm was right about both parties. Yep. Hello, Miss White. I hope you're doing well. Who else came on here? TW, how you doing? It says, and he had the nerve to say she can't do anything specific for us. Yet they have the illegals, Jews, Asians, and make it make sense. Yeah, the Black people are only group of people who are shamed in for asking for anything. How dare y'all ask something specifically, even though the other people ain't even really got to ask all like that. We've been asking for what centuries at this point, but yet we're told you ain't getting nothing specifically. That's foolish. Okay. Avenge your ancestors. How you doing? I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for the donation. Love and appreciate you for that. Let's see here. I'm going to skip on down. Then I'm going to catch up. Extreme X, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. Brother says, speaks, how you doing? Says the bidding process is the same old American way. Absolutely. Sonny, how are you? Hope you're doing well. M, how are you? Says it's even worse in Chicago with Black contractors. They created a rule where you must own your equipment. In other words, if you lease equipment, you're eliminated, right? Which is why it's hard for Black construction companies to get these bids because there's not that many of them, right? Jump Shot, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. Mama Deb, what's going on with you? Long time no see. Says We got denied a contract because we didn't have a Spanish-speaking staff member. Ain't that some mess? But yet there's Kamala sitting up there talking about, oh, you guys don't apply. But you're not telling about all the hoops of fire people got to jump through to even get it. So, you know, she's just up there lying. Marjorie, did I say hello to you? If I didn't, how you doing? Says foundational blacks need a complete tax write-off on everything or cut the check, provide full homestead housing prices and monthly stipend of $4,000. Black first businesses get the same incentives as Asians. I'm just saying. All right. Rosande, how you doing? He says the Democrats are done. I think so too. King Buck Wild, how are you today? I hope you're doing well. And you're welcome, Common Man, and welcome. Long time no see. I know you were on here the last time, but I think you came on towards the end. Only Pamela's Way, how you doing? Says, I feel honored now. Roland Martin has blocked me. I must be telling the truth and gonna keep it doing it. Yep.
Well, I was blocked. Demetri was blocked. Welcome to the Block Club.
Yeah. Welcome to the Block Club. He ain't talking about nothing anyway, just lying. Just gaslighting is what we can call him, gaslighting Roland Martin. Full of gas. Precious, how you doing? Says, what? Yeah, what is going on? The WNBA is getting more love, at least one of them from the Boule. Yeah, that's I think people are starting to realize what's going on now, though. I think they're starting to open their eyes. As an RB3, he said that it's a shame that Caitlyn and Angel are being used to fuel a race war. And, you know, so now that message is starting to resonate. So we'll see, right? James Bookman, how you doing? He says, we need to start showing up in D.C. and stand together and fight for it. Now, Steve Harvey been to the left. And Steve Harvey, as someone said, he's an opportunist. You know, he's going to take the opportunity to get what he is, right? Big D, Cali Love, how you doing? He says he was just shucking and jiving with Trump. Malcolm X warned us about comedians masquerading as Black leaders. And within that same montage or video of Malcolm X, he says, show me the white comedian or dancer or singer that's held as the leader of white people. It doesn't exist. But they put Black entertainers up and call them Black leaders, and we supposed to follow them? I don't think so. All right. Proper perspective. He says any reparation plan can be structured so that Black people have to use it for specific things, just like when they gave Israel and Ukraine money. They give them restrictions on how it's to be used. They say they do or they don't. Because I think somebody from the Ukraine got some boats and, you know, all kind of stuff going on, missing money and stuff. So, all right. And I see all comments. I just want to catch up because y'all know I'll be getting behind. Blocka, how you doing? Where you been? Says I'm voting for Trump. Got to teach the Democrats a lesson and take our votes more seriously. Yep. And one who cares, how are you? I hope you're doing well. Thank you for asking people to get the likes up. I love and appreciate you for that. And King Shaw, how you doing? Says Biden gave illegals 10 years of stay, even if they got 1 year. You know, like why they getting that? They ain't supposed to be here. Stein Bell, how you doing? Says Steve, don't speak for us, not like us. They're a traitor to American Blacks. Harris, not for us. She said when she got in office, no more Democrats. Make it make sense. Okay. Alonzo, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. You said hello to everybody. And Brother Norris, how are you? Long time no see. You say Biden shields 500,000 undocumented spouses from deportation. Yeah, so you're doing something specifically for them. Us, it's foolish for you to ask. That's what somebody should make that into a sound bite. Stop all this foolishness asking for something for Black people. Ooh, Steve Harvey, my God. It's like, where is the shame? Yeah, you ain't got no shame. Talking to Black people, like, how dare you ask for something? Like, he's mad about it. You know, because I guess Colin was his homegirl. You know, and he want to protect her. He flat out said, I'm lobbing her questions. I'm not going to give her no, even in softball, you got to, you know, put a little force behind it. When you lob something, it's just here. So he says, I'm not giving her no hardball questions. They've already said what they're doing for us. Why do I need to keep going there?
What did they say they're doing for us? Nothing. That's what they said.
Yeah, all this wah 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 wah. But impress us by saying, you know what? Me and Biden, with the memory that he has left, we have discussed that we're going to give Black Americans, descendants of slavery, we're going to give you all reparations, and You can decide what you want to do with your money. Who are we to tell you if you may not want to buy a house? So you do what you want. See, she show up and do something like that, then I'll listen. Hey, average logical thinker.
Can I ask you a question though? Are
Sure.
we getting that money before you get into office or reelected, or is that after?
Now you know. If her and Joe get back up in that office, they gonna fly. I wouldn't be surprised if they get up on the podium at the White House every day at 12 o'clock noon. My dear not African Americans, Black Americans, kiss me and Biden's butt on each cheek. Carry on. See you tomorrow. Hey, Milo Factor. I mean, they're saying that now without saying it, but when they get up there, they definitely gonna tell us. And stop asking, right? Stop asking us for stuff. Then maybe they'll give Steve Harvey the job of the ambassador of telling Black Americans to stop asking, stop with the foolishness. Like, oh my God. Samaj, how you doing? Says the biggest bailout will come when the puppets start fleeing Ukraine. BlackRock will not be getting that farmland. Russia already took it over. Okay, and Steve and James, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. Who else came on here? One who cares says Steve Harvey, the coonishness of it all. Plantation lookout, Steve. Yeah, I just want to know who told him that he gets to talk to us that way. Like, we should be mad that he had such. Maybe he's hiding the audacity under his mustache. I don't know, but he mustered the audacity to tell us to stop with the foolishness of asking for something specifically for us.
Let me ask you this, Demetria. If, for hypothetical, if Joe Biden and Kamala authorized by executive order direct deposit into Black people's accounts, $10,000 each, would you tell people to go ahead and vote for him at that point?
If they said they was depositing $10,000 each,
not say they actually did it.
I mean, that's a very small deposit, but there's just a lot of money missing.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying, if they're saying like, okay, hey, you vote for us, we're going to give you your reparations, and to show you good faith, we're going to go ahead and give you $10,000 before the election. Would you tell people to go vote for them?
As tempting as that sounds, I would say no, because I mean, hell, it's just migrants in Chicago that got that and then some. They was getting $9,000 at a time and stuff. So $10,000 for us? No, that's gonna be that here. You ever had somebody you asked for something as a kid and the person didn't want to give it to you here? That's what that's gonna be the equivalent of. Just take it. So I would say no, but
Okay, so using that analogy, if you're not getting anything, and even if they gave you $10,000, that's not enough for you to go vote for them, then we shouldn't be voting for a party that says they absolutely won't do anything for us. Because again, they're not seeking re-election after this election. Once they get in there, if you thought it was bad in the first 4 years of the Biden administration, how do you think the next 4 years are going to look, you guys?
You ain't seen nothing like it, Pop, here you go. Let's see here. King Shaw says Biden and Harris cherry pick who they want to do interviews with. Won't come on you, Demetria, or Phil, or Tariq. They know who to go to and study to do interviews with. Yeah, I mean, he said out of his own mouth, I ain't gonna be asking no hard questions. I know that's what y'all want me to do, but I'm not gonna do that. Like, well, we ain't asking you to. I'm not asking you to do nothing. I really don't care what you do, Steve Harvey. You do what you must, but I'm not listening to you. I'm still gonna ask. Judge says Joe Biden still owes $700 from COVID. His credit
from the COVID stuff. He shortchanged us from the COVID.
Right. JJ, how you doing? Says Steve Harvey and other Black folks like him are victims of using too much Jerry curl activator in the 80s. All those chemicals poison his brain. You might be on to something. Marjorie says Biden standing there looking like an AI, and Kamala grinning and skinning, sipping on some wine. Yeah. Knowing her is probably grape juice. She pretending to hang out with the folks. You know, she got some little Thunderbird in her cup, and it's just grape juice or something. Sooty Man, he says, Mike Nice, he says, I don't even listen to his radio show, me either. Sooty Man says they are going to give Steve Harvey head steward in the bathrooms for the Biden administration. Oh, so he going to be like shining the shoes and stuff. I have to read that again.
He's the guy that gives you the mints and maybe the cologne as you're going.
Right. My head went somewhere else when I read. I was like, 48 TCO, how you doing? He says the nerve of him after he go and ask for what he wants. Yup. Let's see here. Say astrological thing. It says we'll take that each and every month. And Easy says nope. That's a trap, Donovan. I totally agree with you. Malefactor says I don't like hypotheticals. Sonny says 222 in the chat right now. All right, now look at us. And that's Facebook. V Hawkins, how you doing? Says Steve wasn't ever funny, but he got some real jokes. Now they want our vote, but want us to shut up. Yeah. They got some things twisted. Yeah, they really want us to shut up. Facts, not feelings. How you doing? I hope you're doing well. It says peace and love. Family Harvey and Kamala is set for life. They have no interest in seeing working class blacks get money and live a good life. But yeah, right. But they need us. They're seeing black voters disappearing from the Democratic Party. Black voters are saying, yeah, you know, the couch. I think I'm gonna do the couch. So they don't want that. They need black people. But they're still not talking about what they're going to do for black people. They rather continue talking about Trump and Trump is a bad guy. And Trump is this, that. And, you know, everybody's bad to black people in America. So Trump ain't no different. But at least Trump is talking about a platinum plan. Now, I know it ain't enough, but he's talking about something. But them, they want us to. And then she's talking about, oh, we're going to, traditionally they like to run freeways and highways through black communities. Like they still doing it. You acting like that's something in the past. They're still doing that. And we're going to put a stop to that. Well, highways are federal, aren't they? You could stop that right now if you wanted to. But why don't you? Why you got to go through all this big old song and dance to do it? Just stop doing it. A lot of those neighborhoods are historical. And they're doing that. Destroying these neighborhoods for commerce and highways and byways.
Well, let me ask you guys in the chat, and me ask Demetra too. Why is it, since you don't do nothing for us and you did it for all these other groups, why do you keep bothering us? Leave us alone. You don't want to do nothing for us, fine. Go handle your business and stop bothering us. Why aren't they spending billions of dollars going to the agents and say, look, we gave you a bill. You need to come vote for us. Hispanics, we gave you something. You need to come vote for LGBTQ. You need to come vote for us. Why do you go to the very people that you don't do jack crap for and just demand them to vote for you? To me, it's lunacy.
It's needed more threads. Store, how you doing? It says Elijah Muhammad, Dr. Claude Anderson, and Mr. George Fraser been talking to us for decades about building our own. That's one of the reasons I am building a business. Yes, indeed. Been saying it for years, and I mean it's not too late, but we need to start now because it's going to get really bad here, worse, I should say, for us as Black people. And Honorable Elijah Muhammad, Marcus Garvey, all of them, over 100 years ago, was ringing the alarm. Over 100 years ago, Marcus Garvey anyway, right? And here we are. It's almost like we didn't hear those messages. So, and I'm glad that you are building a business. Samuel, he says, I don't know why folks listen to Steve Harvey. His character as a man is awful. Just ask his beautiful ex-wife and Bernie Mac. Rip. Yeah, I've heard the stories. Mary, how you doing? Rock Bush, how are you? Says back in chains. And let's see here. I must skip down, you guys. See, brother said, he says, hell, we taxpayers. He says some things, services should just be given or subsidized. I agree. Kara, how you doing? Long time no see. He says Steve Harvey had been raccooning for a long time now. Yep, and he's just proud of it, right? Arneba says, oh, you're owed $1,400. Okay. And Darshan says Steve Harvey is a joke. Yes, indeed. All right. Let me skip down and I'll catch back up. Bedina, how you doing? Says $100,000 is not enough as a reduced settlement. Okay. Frank, where have you been? I haven't seen you in a long time. I hope you're well. It says never got that third stimulus. Yeah, I've heard a lot of people say that. And Kai, how you doing? It says, have you seen the light yet? Can't vote red or blue no matter who give give zero incentives for them to earn your vote third party and get some power. Abandon those who do nothing for you for years. I mean, I totally agree with you. Neither party has done anything for Black people. In fact, they've done things to Black people. Marcella says, remember I told you guys Gavin Newsom is going to be on the ballot for the November election. I will see. I mean, time is running out. I don't see it, but anything could happen. Maybe Biden will freeze forever. Like, and they won't be able to unfreeze him. I don't know.
Well, I don't understand why Ice Cube would say what he's saying and encourage people to vote for Trump. I don't know why he's doing that. Jim Clyburn. That's how out of touch these baby boomer. I think he's pre-baby boomer, but the point is, an 83-year-old man is talking.
Right. You know, nothing wrong with being 83, you know, but you've been there for a long time, brother. King Shar says Biden never gave Georgia them $2,000 checks, and for electing Ossoff and Elmer Fudd, Warnock, crazy.
Right. And if you guys think about it, have you guys heard anything from the white guy, the white senator? You haven't heard a word. You haven't even heard anything from that Black senator. Nothing. It's like they get elected and then they disappear into the Senate until 6 years later, and then they want to run again.
Yeah, you know, they was doing all that, you know, get them in office and nothing. William, how you doing? That thing that has something to do with some money. Those emojis. Okay, and Sonia says it's funny that these people think we're gonna listen to them. Yeah, I mean, but the problem is because we've been doing that, right? And I say we, I mean, it's a collective. The Golden Child 12, how you doing? Says Steve Harvey sold out in the King's a comedy tour on stage. Go back and watch. Yes, and Steve has made it clear just by watching that he would do any and everything he got to do to claw his way to the top, and he's still doing it by selling out Black people. I don't care what you say. That's what he's doing, you know. And it's like, pay attention, y'all. When you see a lot of these so-called leaders, Black leaders, why do they always seem pissed off when they talking to us? Like they scolding us, you know, rolling, hollering, gaslighting Martin. Anytime you listen to one of his shows with all that echo going on in his studio, he hollering and calling people names, and he talking to Black people like that. Like, why do they feel like that's the tone they got to take with Black people? Yes, it's fools, it's a foolishness, and I'm just saying, ain't gonna do nothing, just say. It's like, but you don't talk to white people like that, but you talk to us like you asking us to do something by admonishing us. Pay attention. Every time one of them open their mouth, they mad as hell as Black people because we want to exercise democracy. Frankie says Black votes matter. You better believe it. And Frederick, he says that's because they don't plan on doing anything for us. No, at all. Jacqueline, he says they have plans to send our kids 18 to 26 to war and die. Y'all better pay attention. God, didn't some mess jump off of Russia within the last couple of days too? So yeah, I mean, they like they said they're automatically registering. Men from 18 to 26 before, you know, I guess you had to kind of sort of, but now it's like scratch it. We ain't gonna wait for you to do it. We gonna do it for you. So that almost tells me that is there gonna be a draft because they got all these irons in the fire all over the world. They gonna need people to get up in there and make it do what it do. But you know what? They just got a whole lot of other people coming up over here. Why not let them do it?
Well, because they're not citizens, so you can't make them do it. If you're not a citizen, they have no way of making you do it because you don't have rights here, especially if you're an illegal citizen. And then number two, United States, we don't have any more dumb bombs. They don't make dumb bombs. So every time they fire a missile or some kind of artillery shell, it's over millions and millions of dollars. That's why they are thinking about going back to bringing the battleship back into fruition because it's cheaper. I mean, it's not precision, but it's a lot cheaper to the American dollar. Remember, the defense budget is almost $1 trillion, and we're not fighting anybody. Almost $1 trillion, and it's not going to the military. It's going to research and development, Boeing, Lockheed, Raytheon, these companies out there. And when it comes to the draft, the ACLU has been in litigation in regards to making women subjected to the draft. Now, and you know, I'm not going into the female versus male thing. I'm not doing that. But this is where we are going now, where women, female women, will be subjected to doing a job that men are supposed to be doing and will be subjected to the draft. Now, you guys tell me if we aren't living in a bizarre world.
Hey, they send them trans women. Send them. Oops. Okay, so let's see here. Kai asked the question. Says, Demetri, have you been good to your amazing partner, the recovering Democrat? Hope he's rubbing off on you. The DNC are more transactional with war criminals and dictators than with Black people. I don't even know what that comment means, but I'm not a Democrat and I'm not in recovery either. So I'm not quite sure where that comment is actually going. But if it's that, yeah, I'm not a Democrat, nor am I a Republican. I'm neither. I'm just here. I'm happy to be here. How about y'all?
Now, however, I want to clarify this real quick. I saw it in the chat. However, an illegal person or a person that's not a citizen, they can voluntarily join the military, but the government can't make them join because they're not citizens.
Got you. Alonzo says they come to us because it has worked for them. They never respected anything about us. However, they need to own everything about us. It shows their disconnect from their own people. Yes, indeed. And Donovan, I got your message as well. Let's see here. Bama, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. You see you cracking up. Valerie, he says, and V, you said anyone on the ballot over age 70 needs to be voted out. Yeah, I mean, I just like you have to have an age limit to or a minimum to run. I think there needs to be a maximum. Like, you know what? Thank you for your service, dear Congress person, president, whatever. Even Supreme Court justices. Yeah. Oh man, we're gonna miss you. We're gonna throw you a hell of a retirement party. You're gonna get that gold watch when you're done, and then we're gonna let somebody else with some, faculties about them sit there for 10 years or whatever, and then they're gonna be up out the door too.
I thought it was a crime the way RGB, what's her name, Ruth Ginsburg, the way they held her up in there. Mm-hmm. I thought that was a crime. That lady, it seems like elder abuse. That's all I got to say. Elder abuse.
Yeah, I mean, what they do that day was coming down. She was 3,000 years old. I mean, what did you expect? Somebody should have tapped her on the shoulder. Hey, RBG, how you doing? It's me. It's me.
Yeah. Did anybody see her at the State of the Union? She was like this.
That's what I'm saying.
It was sad. It was sad.
Like, you got to hold a mirror up under her nose. You still with us? And John Ivory, how you doing? Says, there is a lot of talk about Black wealth and pulling yourself up by the bootstraps, but how can you pull yourself up by the bootstraps when they took your boots and the leather you need to make them? Hell, they never even gave them to us in the first place, and we never even had them. So I totally agree with you. I hate bootstraps conversation. Now, there are some things we should be doing for self, right? We do know that we give a lot of money away. 97% of what we earn as Black people in America. They say it's anywhere from 1.4 to $2 trillion. This is a lot of money, but it's also a lot of money to give away. So there is something that we can do. Stop giving our money to everybody else and give it to ourselves, and we can build our own stuff. So that's how we can kind of make our own bootstraps. But yes, systemic and institutional racism has never allowed Black Americans to have bootstraps. So I agree with you. Oliver, how you doing? He says, no, he will not. Let's see here. More threads. He says all this foolishness came with integration. He says had we never integrated, we would still have our Black businesses, districts, industries, amusement parks, beaches, etc. Demetra, do you have a P.O. box? I do have a P.O. box. I gotta find it somewhere around here because I don't know it right off the top of my head. But I do have one. Before we leave, I'll put it in the chat. Marcel says, do you remember that song? You got me going in circles. Yes. It says, it seems like we are going in circles every few years. Yeah. And we do it willingly, right? In proper perspective, it says, borders don't concern me. No reparations, no vote. Do what the F you want with them borders. Cut my check. Yeah. And then we can leave if we want to, right?
I'm tired of this. Do you guys know democracy is at stake? This is the most pivotal election of your lifetime. How many times have we heard that in my lifetime? I've heard that at least 4 election cycles, at least 4.
I was listening to some, I can't remember what it was, some on the radio, and they said that this is the most pivotal time, or this is the most important election of our lifetimes. Like, didn't they say the last time? And the time before that? Are y'all serious this time? Blacks and Phillips says these people have no respect for blacks. That's why they think they can get elected to the Senate, disappear, then reappear come election time and expect to get another term. Yeah, come on, lying, right? Well, I'm back. And let's see here. No reparations, no vote. Did I say hello to you? If I didn't, hello. It says cut the check. Regina, how you doing? Says each time we vote, we only voting for someone else to have a better life while the rest of us get nothing. That's exactly what we're doing. And well, how you doing? Says we voted Biden in and no reparations so far. Yeah, and they're not gonna come no time soon. William says because we don't get I'm their ass. That's I think you meant we don't get on their ass. That's our fault. I totally agree with you. Judge says I don't have no leader. I lead myself. All right now. Antoine, how you doing? Says Steve. Ooh, Steve. I'll say put it that way. From the front and taking it. Oh my goodness. Well, how you doing? MC Fact, how you doing? Says do we have a link to the interview Harvey did with Harris? Yes. So it's on. I saw it on PBS, YouTube on PBS. You can put in 100 Black Men, Steve Harvey, Kamala, and you can see it there on PBS's YouTube channel. Yep. Ooh, almost choked. V says, upsets me to call that child our first Black vice president. No, she is the first female vice president because nothing Black about her. Well, you know, and I want to say Steve Harvey says she is the first female vice president. I don't even think he called her Black. He said female, and I kind of thought that was weird because normally they are calling her Black, but he didn't. He said just first, you know, woman or female president or something like a vice president rather. M says, Harvey's a mess. Does anyone remember when the Black folks got mad at Steve Harvey for talking to Trump? I remember it. F out of here. Yeah, he was canceled for a minute, boy. Man, they canceled the mess out of him. And I guess he's okay now. And a comment says selective service, the draft, then draft. Right. Oh, y'all know it's coming. And let's see here. Natural Africanism. How you doing? He says pimping. All right. And Samuel, you say, I'm not surprised that y'all Rolanda Martin was there with Steve Harvey and Kamala Harris. And when Joe Biden loses the election in November, I can't wait to see Rolanda Martin meltdown because people are going to be like Rumpelstiltskin. Y'all remember the story of Rumpelstiltskin when she guessed his name and he stomped a hole in the ground? That's what he's going to do. And disappear. Praying for an Alicia. And I always mess it up. But how you doing? He says the House bill is for men only, but the Senate bill adds women to the mandatory registration. Yeah, and speaking of that too, she talked about the reproductive rights and how in this time that the women who need it, or, you know, they're not going to be able to get it because they're trying to do away with reproductive rights, you know, with Roe v. Wade and all this other stuff. Like, why are you talking to Black people about that? Why? You know, it's crazy.
Yeah, and you know, and that's really not true. All the Supreme Court did was relegate it back to the states.
Right. So they have the, you know, of course, California is like, y'all can come and, you know, just like a conveyor belt, do what you need to do. King Shaw says the military draft is going to target Black folks more than anyone. You better make sure you get the senators and the representatives, their children, they're all eligible as well. Y'all ain't special, you know. Blocka says a Russian warship is sitting in the ocean between Cuba and Florida right now. That's why the government activated the draft again. Yeah, I knew something happened with Russia. I didn't read exactly what it was, but I saw it in my headlines today. So, but yeah, the United States got a lot of irons in the fire, and I think they're probably like, wow, yeah, we're gonna have to rally up the troops. But it's funny because Cardi B spoke to it, and Cardi B is really funny if you think about it. When she read about the draft or them automatically registering people, she says basically America is screwed. She says this is a TikTok generation where they want to shake their hips and gamers and all that other stuff. She says Can you imagine them over there trying to fight in the war? She was like, this ain't the dudes that was going to war back in the day. This is a very soft generation who, it just ain't built for the job.
Well, speaking of that, remember, like, Vietnam, we got defeated in Vietnam and stuff like that. And then our generation, we never thought we were going to go to war. We're thinking, okay, we just got our butts kicked by a third world country. It's not going to happen for a long time. A lot of people like me, we joined the military for education. I was going to go in there for 4 years. The next thing you know, endless wars kick off. Like, what the hell?
Exactly. Jupiter, how you doing? Says, as an Army vet, the selective service registration is a ruse to find y'all during draft day. And Black folks been voting Democrat for this. They not ready to go to war. Yeah, you know what? You make a good point, but I imagine it's something Congress has probably, decided, because they're all bloodthirsty. It's not necessarily a Democrat thing, it's both of them. They're all in agreement with sending all this money to Ukraine and Israel and all of that. They're all gung-ho for that, right? But just remember, when they're thinking about enacting these laws, especially in regards to the draft and stuff, they're never thinking of their children. Never. They're always thinking of your children going on the front lines and making sure that they're okay, because they don't care about the rest of us. We don't have a war going over here, not like that, right? The wars that's going over there, what does that really have to do with us? When I say us, I mean us that's not in Congress. Let's see. Black America says Donovan and women want to be equal. That's what it looks like. Okay. Let's see here. I'm gonna skip down. Sorry, not trying to not read y'all comments, but I want to give everybody a shot. Arneva says, I bet they won't draft Amish men and women. Are they special? One who cares says, I got you, Donovan. It's over 200 in here. Okay. He says, let the likes say the same. Thanks. Yes. Thank you. Please and thank you. Love and appreciate y'all. Let's see who else came on here. Pressure says the refugees don't have to work for housing, but get work training while housed. Or really says those people are glitching and blubbering their words and making up stuff. 65 is retirement age, not 80. Yeah, but just wait for it, right? You're going to be 80 years old. They keep bumping it up, right? V says no one in the U.S. should have a lifetime position. Get rid of the Supreme Court. I agree. It's like those people are like, I'm on the Supreme Court? What is that? I mean, they're like literally dying, and it's rare that they retire. But even when they retire, they're just super old. It's like, wow. I don't think that should be a lifetime position. I really don't. King Shaw says Ginsburg was racist toward Black folks. Her and Scalia. Okay. You wouldn't know it the way they was, crying and stuff for her to stay up on, because they knew that once she died, Trump was going to be able to do his thing. 6'3", how you doing? Says the vice president should ask Black people, when you going to stop killing each other? I mean, yeah, but then she should also ask that of white people. She should also ask that of Asian people, Hispanics, because they kill each other. So why is that just specifically geared toward Black people?
And when is America going to stop killing innocent people abroad for no apparent reason that has interests that have nothing to do with us?
Hey, Andre. Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, why would she ask that specifically of us? Hey, I know that's that whole trope of Black on Black crime, but y'all don't never say nothing about no white on white crime, Asian on Asian crime, or none of that other stuff. It's always just Black on Black crime, right? So she should, if she gonna say something about that, she should ask herself, why is it that we are doing that? Because we know that they have dilapidated the Black neighborhoods, taking all the resources out of there, and people are doing what they think is best. And I'm not saying murdering each other is best, but murder and crime is about proximity. So, if she gonna ask that of everybody else, then yeah, we'll ask her that question.
And most serial killers in the United States are of what persuasion?
White men. I'm just saying, she gonna spread the love when she asking these questions. I'm just asking. MC Lotto, and how you doing, by the way? So the election process is a scam because you're voting for pre-selected candidates. I totally agree with you. Totally. All right. So let's see who else came on here. Donovan, what time do we got? Let's see. 15 minutes. Of course, y'all know we ain't gonna be on here too long. We try to give it so where y'all can have y'all time and go watch all the other wonderful things on YouTube. But then it says they promise freedom to blacks for fighting for the Civil War. Citizenship may be incentive enough to enlist illegals for warfare. Yeah, I mean, they get over here, all the other benefits. They might as well go on and, enlist and earn them. Donovan had to earn his. And Eric, how you doing? Says, ain't Steve Harvey a link? Now, what's that? Okay, Facts and Feelings says a recent story was published about the House that passed a bill to quietly make selective service automatic for ages 18 to 26 to fight Russia, China, North Korea, Iran. You need a draft. It's coming. But we been knew that, right? We knew that years ago that it was coming. But see, all this stuff has been prophesized. But the problem I have with us is, as I always use the frog in the boiling water analogy, we are that frog in the boiling pot of water. Get in there first, it's cold, and we're, like I always say, we're backstroking, and we're like, hey, it's good up in here. This water feels nice. Then they turn the water up a little bit, just a little bit, and it's getting warm. It's like, oh, it's a little warm, but you know what? I'll adjust. It still feel good. And eventually, the water ends up boiling, and then we end up boiling to death because we see the signs, we feel the temperature, but we keep adjusting. We keep dismissing it until it's too late. So we already knew that this draft was coming. And unfortunately, it is going to, be a lot of our people, I would imagine. David, how you doing? You say, Steve Harvey, if you really look at him, he really does look like a clown. He didn't clown so much that he spaced on it. So he looks like it. I see Mr. Potato Head. Somebody called him Mr. Potato Head, and I just cannot unsee Mr. Potato Head. Hey, Rodney, how you doing? Let's see here. I'm just skipping down. Y'all really going up in the comments. Affectionate Earth, how you doing? Says Steve Harvey is a clown. Yeah, he is. Brother Don says RBG was so old she had a pet dinosaur. You know what? Be Real Minds, how you doing? Says sick of these black gatekeepers selling out for the Democrats. I am calling them all out, like Al, Bobblehead Sharpton, Maxine Waters, Joy Reid, Steve Harvey, and many more. Trump 24, and yes, I'm black. There's a lot of black people who are like, voting for Trump, and that's your right if you want to do that. Brother Norris says, them folks help everyone else right in front of our faces, and so blacks still vote for Democrats, eyes wide shut. You ain't lying. Go Fies, how you doing? Says Putin voting for Trump. Is that what's going on? Mike Knight says Putin ready to start some ish. Yeah, I mean, he's already let everybody know I am about that life. Let's see. Your average logical thinker says, how is Russia warship even allowed to be that close to us? Good question.
Well, let me answer that question, and I've answered it in the comments. You guys, we have a naval base there, and we've had a naval base there for years, and we're going to have it for years. Russian ships have been coming to Cuba for years, since the 60s. The thing is, they are trying to create a narrative and get you guys riled up when everybody knows that's been in the military, has been stationed in Cuba at the naval base there. They know that the ships have been coming there. And that's why another reason why we have the base there, so that we can monitor what's going on. So it's really nothing new. It's just that most Americans aren't paying attention to Cuba. And then when you see a Russian ship there, you're kind of getting excited like it's a big deal when it's been going on for years. How many of you guys remember when Cuba used to ship troops to Angola in the 1970s? That's the type of stuff that was going on. Russia was helping them move the ships and stuff like that. It's been going on for years. It's nothing to be alarmed about.
We take your word for it. Judge says these young ninjas will try to wear skinny jeans and basic training. Nah, they go, I don't want to do that. Why do I got to do that? It's like, oh my God, like we're effed.
No, they have a stress card. If they feel stressed, there's a certain like color card, yellow, red, blue, whatever it is. I'm just like, oh my God. So
we're in trouble. Let's just keep it a buck. And Laramar, how you doing? Let's see here. Barricade, what's going on with you? Says, I wonder how much money did Steve Harvey make? Exactly, right? Was he doing it for free? What did you say he's bought and paid for? Let's see here.
Well, the thing is, all you got to do is check the election. What was that thing when I ran for office that we had to show what we spent our money on, our election money on? I bet you Steve Harvey's on there out of the Democratic coffers. They got to check that listed him there as an expense, his election expenses.
Yeah, I mean, they said they're spending, I think it's $25 million to outreach, to black people, black voters, to get us back on the plantation. I guess maybe Steve Harvey is that,
he's a slave catcher. It's like he's a bounty hunter slave catcher to bring us back.
I think we're on to something, Donovan. We're going to start calling them slave catchers. Y'all heard it here first. These Negro leaders,
modern day slave catchers. They get the entertainment guys to come in and bring us back on.
We are now calling them slave catchers, because that's what they're paid to do. Lasso your black asses back up on the plantation, okay? Slave catchers. Slave catcher Steve Harvey. Jay Bubba, he says, Demetria, you did a show a while ago that told us to watch out how they will use entertainment and entertainers to get us to vote, and they still doing it with Steve Harvey. Yeah, that's the old trick bag that they've used even before I was born, right? And it just dusted it off and says, well, it's worked before. Let's see if we can get again. Man, don't nobody like Steve Harvey like that. They don't. It's like, who listening to Steve Harvey? And his old grumpy self. Let's stop all this foolishness. Antoine says, why don't they draft the Ukrainians that they hid all over the U.S.? Yeah, and Afghans that are here. They've been real quiet, haven't they? Heard nothing from them. They probably got them good old cushy jobs and stuff. Missouri, how you doing? It says, no vote, hashtag couch 2024. Don't say that too loud. Yeah, Al Sharpton may get mad. You don't like that at all. Stop all this talking about sitting on the couch. My God. William says, you see how Kate started a firestorm by hating on God's people. She should have never did that. Never. The golden child, he says, a man like him has no kids and no wife. And who is that? Be Real Mind says, black on black murders are a problem. Time to stop making excuses. I mean, nobody says it's a problem when anybody do it. Hell, when a roach on roach kill each other, I would imagine it's a problem in their community. Nobody's never saying that's a problem, but why is it that that's the only thing people want to focus on? Not saying that we shouldn't. I think if we solve the economic problem in our community, I think that would be more than half the battle. But again, crime is about proximity. And I'm not saying it's right, but I don't think we should try to frame this as this is a only black problem. But yeah, we need to do something about that. I always say, get your kids out the streets. Get your kids out the streets. Do you know where your children are? What are your children doing right now? It's summertime. Are your children just running the streets, wild and out of control? You don't know what they're doing? Because when I was a kid, we used to have to check in. You couldn't just be gone all day long. I don't care if it was summertime. Every 2 hours or whatever, you need to tap home base. Hey, Ma. Hey, Dad. Here I am. Oh, okay. Because we didn't have no cell phones and stuff like that. So I need to put my eyes on you, right? Salam, how you doing? Says, boycott Steve Harvey. I don't mess with Steve Harvey at all. But I'm not opposed to it. All right. Let me skip down. I apologize, y'all. Donovan, what we looking like on time?
6 minutes.
Got you. Donovan's gonna keep us on track here. Only Pound Way says, this lady said to me, oh, you still talking about that 1994 crime bill? Meanwhile, there are black brothers and sisters locked up to this day because of Biden sold the Social Security age. People don't care. Yeah, that's get over it.
They don't care. They really don't care because they're in their twilight years, according to Brother Phil. That was a quote from Brother Phil. They're in their twilight years. So they don't care.
Yep. Hey, Chunky Keys, how you doing? Says, we're not fighting, sister, for these people. Nah.
Hey, real quick, I want to jump down real quick. The average logical thinker, she says that have we heard about the Maryland governor that is pardoning 125,000 people's records, 100K low-level marijuana possession charges?
I have. Yeah, it's a brother. If I'm not mistaken, is what is his name? Yeah, he's doing that low level. I mean, but if you're gonna pardon marijuana, I mean,
but what about their records? Yeah, you're pardoning them, but what about their records? You got to clear the record of it. That's what I would be more concerned about.
Hey, Buckhorse, how you doing? Yeah, Senator Warnock definitely is Mr. Potato Head. You will not get any pushback from me on that, Victoria.
Hey, as somebody who has a potato head, I take offense to that.
Yeah, Cat called him Mr. Potato Head. He do look like Mr. Potato Head. Him and Ralph Warnock look like a couple of potato heads. Just, I'm gonna be nice though. Common man, thank you so much. Love and appreciate you for that. He says, President Putin went to North Korea today. He's going to be there today and tomorrow. Then he's going to visit Vietnam. And Demetria, that's what you saw. Okay, in the news. Yeah, Putin ain't playing, right? So that's what it was. So what's really going on here? You know, y'all know more about that than I do. Hey, Thunder, how you doing? I hope you are doing well. Is it raining on your side of town? It was raining here for about 3 minutes and then it stopped. They said it's going to be flash flooding tonight and all that. I hope it's not. I hope it just was like a false alarm. All right, let's see who else came on here. You guys, I'd love to read everybody's comment, but we are running out of time. Barry, how you doing? Says, why aren't the charges against Cardi B? I don't know. Brother Samuel, how you doing? Says, greetings, D&D. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, no foreign power will destroy America. At least they get the credit. Says, news said Allah. It says, I said Allah would have destroyed America himself. So I don't know if that's somebody or if your comment cut off. Okay, got you. Lady Lemire, how you doing? Says FBAs like Steve Harvey need to be canceled. Al B, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Yeah, Steve Harvey, he just got his piece of the pie and he just kind of trying to tell black people to do. Facts and Feelings says, damn, that's brilliant. And that's what exactly they are, slave catchers. Yep, we call them slave catchers from now on. We are.
Wait. We patented that. The Demetria K show has patented the word slave catcher. We want to be the first to say that we did that.
They are the black miss leadership. They are now slave catchers. They're trying to bring you back on the plantation. Just know that. And you see them, y'all spread the word. The slave catchers are trying to bring us back. They're going to be like, who, white people? No, Steve Harvey, Roland Martin. Matter of fact, I'm going to go troll him when I get off of here. Roland Martin, I'm going to go call him a slave catcher. He's going to block me. He blocked me from one. I got a couple of accounts on Twitter. He's going to block that one too. I'm going to call him a slave catcher. Your Joy Reeds and, all of them. The shame. Get back on slave catchers. MC Factor said, I just saw the 130, so a minute and 36 of the interview with Steve Harvey. How long was the interview? It was about 35 minutes. And it was, some of y'all said he was talking fast. I sped him up, but I forgot her. I got you, Donovan. Thunder, you said slave catcher. You know what? Let's run with it. Yeah, let's run with it. Let's do it. That's what they are. They're gonna be like, what? What they talking about? So our brother Simon says also, what about conscientious objection made?
That excuse is not going to fly in the modern age. Back in the day, it would fly. They're not going to fly with that. If you get drafted, so-called supposedly, where are you going to run? All these nations are in cahoots together. So they're just going to send you right back. It's going to be no different.
Yeah. I told y'all my dad was one. They didn't send him. They said, get out of my office. Get out.
Yeah, now with the New World Order, that ain't gonna fly. There's nowhere you could run. Every Western country is on the same BS. These are corporate warmongers. That's what they are.
Yep. And Graffiti Bridge, how you doing? Says Black America, don't tell anyone who we're voting for because the Hispanics are just trying to outsource us. Who they gonna outsource us to? Rigger, how you doing? Says learn them, sis. I love it. Facts. Yes, indeed. And Yanni, how you doing? Who else came on here before we get out of here? Y'all know we'll be back here tomorrow. What y'all want to talk about? Throw it in the comment section. I would love to see what you guys want to talk about. James, did I say hello to you? Says, I believe Biden will drop out of the race in the next 2 months and they will slide someone in to replace him. You know what? Anything's possible. Biden, y'all see that Obama had to lead him up off the stage. He's like, come on.
Well, did you see him at the Juneteenth celebration? Everybody's, I guess, rocking and moving. He was stiff as a board.
I told you, him and Doug look like Beavis and Butthead. Doug is Kamala's husband. By the way, Beavis and Butthead is one of my favorite cartoons. I got Beavis and Butthead socks and everything. I don't care what y'all say. Y'all can judge me. That's one of my favorite cartoons ever.
I love King of the Hill. That was my show. King of the Hill.
Yeah, but no, Beavis and Butthead was, man, just stupid, and I loved every moment of it. All right, so SE Bread, South Carolina Bread, I guess. He says Maryland governor is Westmore. Yeah, I knew it was something like that. And Perry, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Sister Shirley was going on with you. Said Steve is the last one who needs to speak on anything. I totally agree with you. Who else came on here? Simone B, where you been? October Opal, how you doing? It says Steve just trying to secure his spot in the military, in a bunker. Oh my God, they go like, you can't come. Your mustache is gonna take up too much space anyway. Wow, Williams, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. Samuel, Mahmoud, how you doing? It says I'm elated. You showed the video of Malcolm X, Stephen from Django and Chains. It's a perfect example of bootlick and Sambo. Yes, indeed. Y'all remember now? What are they? Slave
catchers. Maybe we should do tomorrow a little small segment on the origins of the slave catcher and stuff, and kind of correlate it to what's happening today.
Why not? Let's do that. Let's further that narrative. Like I said, when I get off of here, I'm gonna go on my burner account and call rolling a slave catcher. Thunder said, DK, believe it or not, with the storms coming, folks are still reckless, talking reckless. Yeah, not me. Not me. All right, let's see. Yes, thank y'all. John, how you doing? Say FBA versus diaspora. Oh, let's see. I'm just trying to make sure I don't overlook anybody before we leave. Donovan has got us. He timekeeping. But one thing about Donovan, that military training is paying off. He's like, it's time. Y'all should see him in my private chat. Like, time. But of course, y'all know we'll be back here tomorrow. So let's see. I don't see what you guys want to talk about, but we'll talk about slave catchers. Thunder says Beavis and Butthead. Demetri K, you're all right with me. I'm telling you, I love me some Beavis and Butthead. The average logical thinker is Daria. I told my daughter I should have named her Daria because my God, she acts just like Daria. Just
Yeah, and real quick before we go, I've got to give you guys the game. Check out your Average Logical Thinkers YouTube page, become a member, subscribe, join, drop in some great gems and knowledge there. I mean, every time I'm going there now, it's just getting better and better and better. So Average Logical Thinker, keep up the great work. All those Roland's review, if you guys are interested in that, that's another great page. And I'm not going to forget my girl, Miss Sweet Talk. She be dropping some stuff. I mean, she be going for like 30, 40 minutes just on a topic and just talking about it. So again, what I love about the YouTube is you've got a person in Detroit, you got a person in Houston, you got a person like myself in California, you got a person in Virginia. We're all talking for the first time in a long time in regards in the modern age where we can all talk about what's going on together as a people versus just regional. So go check out those pages and you guys will be surprised. There's a lot of great information there.
I was trying to put in the P.O. box number. I forgot.
Yeah. Judge Dredd says, I'm rolling in disguise. So I guess rolling.
Are you crazy?
Y'all are doing the stuff in this chat. Graffiti Bridge says they're really passing as white and voting illegally to provide a win to stay in America with us. And he's talking about the illegals and Hispanics. Facts, not feelings. Slave catchers is a good topic. You can tie it into today's current Black leaders' behavior. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Let's go back to the origins. Let's do that. And that way, we can just see how it warped into the police departments and how all this stuff actually happened. So yeah, that'd be a great idea.
Yes, indeed. So anyway, we love and appreciate every last one of y'all. Thank y'all for everything you do. Like, subscribe, and commented, and everything that you do. You've donated. We love and appreciate you. Of course, we also have ways to continue doing that at the bottom, as it does cost me something to run this page, but every little bit that you guys do donate helps. So once again, thank y'all. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, and we'll have something interesting to talk about. Nevertheless, so in the meantime, you guys have a great rest of your evening, and we will talk to y'all later. Y'all don't forget to go check out Brother Phil at 7 o'clock on the African Diaspora News Channel, as he is always live and he's dropping the information that we need to know, because we just need to stay informed. So y'all go check that out. In the meantime, y'all have a great evening. Peace.